Hello, YouTube! My name's John, and this is Super 3D Noah's Ark. Or is it Super Noah's Ark 3D? I'm pretty sure it's Super 3D Noah's Ark based on the way that text, I don't know, I don't really quite know how to read that. It's really strange. Well, okay, there you go, Super 3D Noah's Ark. So, what the hell is this, you might be wondering? So, this game, Super 3D Noah's Ark, is technically a mod for Wolfenstein 3D, the, classic first-person shooter, the one that would arguably be called the first first-person shooter, although people would debate that. Let's at least say that it popularized the genre. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. Anyway, but as I said, it's technically a mod for Wolfenstein 3D, but actually, this is a commercial retail product, or at least it was at one point. It was developed by a company called Wisdom Tree, which is a Christian-themed video game developer. And it was released like sometime in the mid-90s, I want to say maybe 94, a little bit after when Wolfenstein 3D came out. So, how do I describe this game? Yes, it is in fact a first-person shooter where you play as Noah from the Bible on Noah's Ark. And again, if your head hasn't exploded yet, trying to wrap around that, well, so basically, here's my theory. Is that, Wolfenstein 3D came out, it was a huge hit, and this Christian video game company wanted to make kind of the equivalent to that, but for children, but also, they wanted to make a game that would be popular, that would sell a lot of copies, but they also wanted to make sure that, it was family-friendly. If you saw in that title screen there, it said family approved in the bottom right-hand corner in this big blue box. So, how do you take a game like Wolfenstein 3D and make it family-friendly? Well, you could start by sticking a character from the Bible in it, but then you might be thinking, how can you make a Christian first-person shooter? I mean, that just sounds kind of... what? So, it's kind of ridiculous, but the concept of this game is that Noah is on the Ark, and if you know the story, then he takes, like 2 of each animal, and he's trying to make them survive, because God is destroying the world with a giant flood. So anyway, the story of the game is that, Noah's on the Ark, but the animals have gotten loose, you see, and Noah needs to put them to sleep so that he can, ride out the storm and not get bothered by the animals. So how does he do this? Well, he has a bunch of slingshots and a bunch of food, and his plan is to shoot the food into the animals' mouths until they fall asleep. I'm not joking. That is the story of the... Wait, hold on. Okay, wait, here we go. It's been a long journey for Noah and the gang aboard the Ark. In just a few more days, Noah and his family will be on dry land once again. Unfortunately, there is a whole zoo of restless animals who want off the Ark more than Noah does. It's up to you to help Noah make the animals go to sleep by feeding them. It's a big Ark with a lot of critters, and around every corner you'll find a new adventure. Maneuver through the Ark and calm the animals, and that's basically, and also apparently there's band-aids aboard the Ark. I didn't know they had band-aids on the Ark in the Bible days, but apparently so. And so again, the core gameplay is still Wolfenstein 3D. In fact, pretty much it has the exact programming. So, like the enemies are pretty much the same, and the weapons are pretty much the same. They just have new textures and new sounds. And and again, you're not using guns and machine guns, you're using slingshots, shooting food, and you're not fighting Nazi guards and Nazi SS and Nazi officers, you're fighting sheep and ostriches and goats and things like that. Honestly, I think I just need to hop into this to really give you a taste of what we're dealing with here. Now, I should say that, although this is pretty much a replica of Wolfenstein 3D, there actually are some brand new levels. It's not just like retexturing the original game. You actually get 30 brand new levels. Basically, I think it's 30. Like 30 brand new levels. So if you're a fan of Wolfenstein 3D and you just want to play some different levels, then this would be worth playing, actually, just for that. Honestly, I think this is worth playing because it's just so absurd. It's the most absurd thing I have ever heard of in the video game. One of the most absurd video games I think that has ever been made. And I think it's worth playing just for that alone. But again, you really have to see it to truly understand what's going on here. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. I'm going to play on hard mode because, I think Noah needs to be tested here, I guess. Here we go, alright. You'll be out of the Ark in 6 days, Noah. Unfortunately, the animals are a tad bit restless and want to get out now. Good thing you brought all that food with you. You'll need it to put the busy ones to sleep. At the end of the first day, be prepared to deal with Carl the Camel. He named them, apparently. They have names. He's been really cranky lately and a bit out of control. Good luck and be careful. Who is talking to us right now? Is that God? I mean, I don't know. Who's saying all this? Is this like maybe this is Noah's family talking to him? I'll leave that up to interpretation. Let's just get into the game here. Alright, here we go. Super 3D Noah's Ark. So as you can see, here we are. There's our slingshot. This is our first weapon. Our pistol, basically. And you'll also notice there's fruit on the ground. That's basically the treasure. You know, there's treasure in Wolfenstein 3D. That's basically what that is. And here's a goat. Goats are basically the dogs from Wolfenstein. And there we go. We have successfully shot food into their mouths, and now they're sleeping. That's how this game works. But believe it or not, even though this is a game for kids, you know, quote unquote, it's actually fairly challenging as it goes on. I mean, I actually think it's a pretty tough game once you get into like the 6th episode. There are in fact 6 episodes. I mean, again, it replaces all of Wolfenstein, so there are 6 episodes to deal with. Oh, look, apples. Lots of apples. Now, just like in Wolfenstein, when you get enough treasure, or in this game, fruit, you get a 1-up. And 1-ups, I believe, restore you to full health, if I recall correctly. There are a couple of additions to this game that aren't present in Wolfenstein, however. And I'll show you those when we come across them. For now, I'm just going to grab more apples. Here's our... This is like a big med kit. You may have saw earlier a tiny Band-Aid. That's like basically a plate of chicken equivalent to Wolfenstein. This is like a giant med kit. So if you see these bigger Band-Aids, that means it's a big med kit. 25%, basically. I'll see if I can find another one. Also, what's nice is that this is all running off of the ECWolf source port. For the longest time, this game was not supported yet, but now they have version 1.3, which does support this. In fact, not only does it support this, but, oh look, there's some sheep. So look, these are guards, basically, and instead of shooting you with a pistol, they're spitting at you. And apparently spitting is bad. Wait, okay, so this is like the regular brown guards from Wolfenstein, and they're spitting at you. And for some reason they drop feed, just like the guards would drop clips, like, you know, like the pistol ammo. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I thought I saw something else. Anyway, so as I was saying, this is running off of the ECWolf engine, which is a source port for Wolfenstein. And for the longest time it wasn't supported, but now it finally is. And what's nice is that the guy who's making the source port has actually been trying to get this game to work with the source port. So he's been trying to get in touch with Wisdom Tree, which is, you know, again, the company who made this game. Finally, they seem to be communicating, and long story short, what they ended up doing is Wisdom Tree decided to kind of work with the guy who's making the source port, and they basically re-released this game. Like, it's called the 20th anniversary re-release, and they just basically used code from the source port, and they're just selling the game again, basically. Now, I also should note, with that said, if you go out and buy the game, like if you actually want to play this and you want to get the data files and play this game, if you buy it from the ECWolf website, all the proceeds, or at least most of the proceeds, go towards the ECWolf developer, so it basically directly supports the development of the source port. So, I mean, I think Wisdom Tree takes a cut of that as well, but... So if you want to support a source port, you should totally buy a copy of this game. It's only like $5, I believe, so... Oh, here's our little Band-Aids. This is like worth 10, see? Now, one last thing here I want to show you, so you really understand the core mechanics. Where was that? I think it was over here. Where was that? It's around here somewhere. Oh, okay, it's over here. So check this out. You see that? This is a quiz. So you'll find these scattered throughout the game. These are basically quizzes that you get to answer questions about the Noah's Ark story. So if you happen to know a lot about the Noah's Ark story, then you'll do really well in these quizzes. Why do you want to do well in these quizzes? Well, if you get the answer correct, then you not only get a big boost of health, but you also get some ammo back. So answering these questions correctly is actually encouraged. But if you answer it incorrectly, you still get about 4% health, I think. But if you answer it correctly, I think you get up to 10, maybe even 20% health, and then also some ammo. If you're already at full health and you answer a question, then you get like 20 rounds of ammo. So you do want to answer these correctly. There's not really a penalty. It's just that, you know, I mean, if you can answer it correctly, it's all the better. So, let's see here. What did God promise never to do again? Flood the earth? Turn on a shower? What the hell? Punish man? I'm gonna say flood the earth. Hell yeah, see, now we have 50 bullets, quote-unquote, and 100% health now. So yeah, you want to find those quizzes, and you want to answer them correctly. Also, because this is the ECWolf engine, we also have an auto map, which is kind of nice. This was not present in the original game, or at least the original Wolfenstein 3D. What's really interesting is that this was also released, this Noah's Ark was also released on the Super Nintendo, believe it or not. In fact, there's a rumor that the whole reason why this game exists is because id Software was unhappy with how Nintendo handled their Wolfenstein 3D port. So they're like, I don't know, there's a rumor that they basically were trying to get back at Nintendo, so they gave the source code to these guys, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. That sounds kind of far-fetched to me personally, but, you know. Nevertheless, this game does exist, and it's completely absurd, yes, but I think it's hilariously awesome. Just putting these animals to sleep. Alright, I want to go around and see if we can find any more secrets before we end all this. We found that secret, and then... Oh wait, we haven't... Oh, I think this is actually the exit, yeah. So this is the exit. Well, might as well. Well, there you go! That's the first level of Super 3D Noah's Ark. Ah, man, this is crazy. How do we do? Got 96% of the animals, almost all of the fruit. We only got half of the secrets. Oh well, whatever. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is going to be the new series for this little slot here. So, again, I think there's about 29 more levels to go, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next level of Super 3D Noah's Ark. Alright, later.